First race of the afternoon. This is the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup between King's College School, Wimbledon on the left and Winchester College on the right. Away cleanly, Cam.
Very clean start from King's on the Berkshire station. You can see them in your nice shot here on screen. Beautiful 8 oars just entering and exiting the water really clinically, and I quite like what I'm seeing in this shot, which is fantastic. Interestingly enough, we can see over on the Winchester boat, they've got what's called a bucket rig, which is 2 oars on the same side in their 7 and 6 seat, and that's just showing that they're getting their strong rhythm as they're about half a length down coming off the island.
Yeah, so you can see the faces now of the Winchester College crew sitting there at stroke. Maxime Koval just trying to get the crew into a nice rhythm. Why would you have your oars in a different layout in a crew like this?
Yeah, it's an interesting point. So these athletes are coached by a chap called James Fode, who's an Olympic medalist from London 2012. So there will be a reason for that. It's just the way that they can generate the best rhythm in their crew, and that will be a specific strategic decision that they've made.
So here we are alongside Winchester. It's always a bit deceptive, this angle, but our cat should be roughly alongside them by now, and it looks like that King's College School crew has crept out to almost a length already. That's a blistering start from King's College. I know that they were 5th in the final of the National Schools Regatta, where Winchester were in the B final, so you might expect a bit of a difference in pace here.
Yeah, and you can see that yellow Empacher 8 of the King's College School. That clinical start for them, just getting that hull out of the water, really making sure that they can get good boat speed by driving those sets of legs down. To me, in this shot, it looks like a really nice rhythm that I'd love to be a part of, and you can see that's opened up that clear water lead for them.
Yeah, nice shot here in the left of our picture of Cox Theo Phelps, who really has his work cut out. He's got to convince these men in the Winchester College boat that they've got the opportunity. You can see a couple of heads going around there already. Kind of, they can't see out of the corner of the eye the other crew anymore, and that's quite that's quite demoralising at this stage of the race. So they need to keep their heads in the boat, and that's what Theo Phelps is going to be trying to do for them, keeping them focused.
Absolutely, and as a Cox who's sitting at the back of the boat just steering those 8s down the course, your words become your tools. So how is it that you're going to be able to motivate that crew, tidy up that technique, and try and generate more and more boat speed, particularly when the lungs are screaming, the legs are screaming, everything is just becoming more and more challenging.
I think we can see a bit of the contrast here, the faces of the King's College crew looking rather more relaxed, already in a little bit more of a comfortable position in the race, but also you picked that out right off the start, Cam. Their shoulders are a bit looser, they've just got more of a fluid style perhaps, and that's really helping them to be in this position this early in the race.
Absolutely, Matt. And I think you've rowed in some fast 8s in your time. You know what it's like to have everyone in absolute synchronicity. And one of the beauties of the sport of rowing that we also so enjoy is that when it's done really well, it is so simple and it looks so pure. Look at this shot.
Yeah, nice confident display by the young men of King's College School, Wimbledon here. They're just passing that symbol you can see in the hut there. That is the Foley mark. It's just 9 metres short, so there they are at the halfway line. Is about where they are now, halfway through the 2,112 metre course, and you can see they've opened up a fair clear water gap over Winchester. Fleur Blaise, the Cox there, just looks over her shoulder. She's keeping the crew very focused there. A couple of yells of encouragement to the crew. You can see this crew also, if you look, they've got some tape and some cables on their riggers there. What's that all about?
Really good spot, Matt. So what it looks like is on that boat is something that we would call telemetry. And so for the slight geeks amongst us like myself, that is looking at all the analytics and the force curves of how each rower is applying power every stroke. So that might be information that they're going to use after this race for future rounds and for whatever they choose to do as a group after this regatta.
Yeah, and you can look at some of the equipment there. We just got a lovely shot there of some of the readouts that the stroke man there can see. That will be time, boat speed, stroke rate, and potentially some of the force curve information. On the right of the picture there, you can see those 2 signals, numbers 1 and numbers 2. Sometimes it's hard from the camera angle to call exactly the distance, but you can see that's kind of almost the length of clear water as they pass the 3/4 mile mark there. And in old money, that's 1,207 metres through the 2,112. With standard races, 2,000 metres here, so Henley with this traditional course is a bit difficult for athletes to know where in the course they are, right?
Absolutely, and one of the beauties of Henley Regatta is that mix of tradition with technology, and we can see the the high-tech boats going down this absolutely traditional course, 2,112 meters. When we think about an Olympic Games or multi-lane racing, you're quite right, that's raced over 2,000 meters. And so potentially in some other races that are a little bit closer with crews that are doing more multi-lane racing, that 112 meters may make the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah. So here we are coming into the closing stages of the race. I think King's College School Wimbledon have, eased off the pressure now, probably conserving themselves for the next day. Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup this year for the first time is open to all junior men. Up until now it's been an event purely for people who are at the same school, so that's a change in the rules which is likely to see more competition coming in. It makes it more accessible, raising the standard ever more. And we had 43 entries for the 32 slots in this event, so really hotly contested to get a place to row here.
And I think what a great decision as well to make that more open, more inclusive, driving participation. And for these young men in these events, I mean, this is going to be hopefully one of many regattas that they return to Henley in this junior category, hopefully to race faster and faster races throughout their rowing careers.
Lovely shot of the Wimbledon boat there, and you could just see how difficult it is for Cox Fleur Blaise to see through the athletes. You just have a glance over the shoulder of the strokeman. So in the boat there, Finlay Sinclair at bow, we can see him closest to the picture. James Richard in front of him, William Bishop, Fraser Burdett, Thomas Corbett, Samuel Scowen, Finlay Murray and Ivo Monahan at stroke, with Fleur Blaise now confident that she's going to bring her young men through to the next round of the Princess Elizabeth Challenge Cup, named for Princess Elizabeth, who visited the regatta in 1946 when the cup was first awarded.
Look at this shot of the 8 coming down the final stretch. Beautiful composure. You can also just see and appreciate the popple, the little kind of bounce on the water on the side of that yellow hull. Lovely.
Well, comfortable victory there for King's College School Wimbledon. Really nice, relaxed display. They're very happy with that. And on to the next round for them. Big effort by Winchester College. They knew they had their work cut out from the form earlier in the season. Absolute exhaustion for them. They've done everything they could, not quite enough today. And there's confirmation of the result. King's College go through to the next round of the Princess Elizabeth.